Helo pawb a croeso I sgwrs hyn yma gyda FFIWS, gyda Rhys Gwilym a Menai Rowlands. So hello everyone and welcome to tonight's talk with the FFIWS people. So we've got Rhys Gwilym and Menai Rowlands. So mae FFIWS yn ofod sy'n creu efo offer hynod o dechnegol a beth dwi'n mynd all eto o gwbl. So FFIWS is a makerspace that's in Porthmadog, but we'll be opening up smaller spaces across Gwynedd. Rhys and Menai will be talking about that a bit more. So they've got a lot of technical, creative, innovative equipment at the space, and it's a sort of makerspace that's far beyond my understanding. But Menai and Rhys will talk about that a bit more. So mae croeso chi gadw fideo chi mlaen, ond fel dwi'n dweud, mae'n cael ei recordio. So you're more welcome to keep your cameras on, but it has been recorded, a mi gawn ni sgwrs wedyn. So, heb I fi fwydro llawer mwy, so without me moidring a bit more, dwi'n mynd I gyflwyno chi I Rhys Gwilym ac I Menai, so mae Menai yn aelod, ond mae hefyd yn gweithio rhan amser efo FFIWS, and Rhys ydy'r rheolwr y prosiect.
Swyddog project, really, yeah.
Okay, so no in Saesneg. So just to introduce you, Menai is a member of CARN, but also she works part-time with FFIWS as one of the technicians, and Rhys is the project coordinator for FFIWS. So dwi'n mynd I rhoi chi drosodd I ddyn nhw'r ddau fan. So diolch yn fawr I chi.
Brilliant. Wel, diolch yn fawr Menna am ofyn I fi a Menai ddod draw I siarad. Na I wneud o'n Gymraeg a yn Saesneg, na I mixio fyny. Mae'r slides sydd gennym fi yn ddwyieithog, so gadewch I fi wybod os ydych chi angen fi glirio rhywbeth fyny, os ydych chi angen holi unrhyw gwestiynau. So na I just rhannu'n sgrin o'n chi. Share screen. Os ydych chi'n rhoi thumbs up, os ydych chi'n gweld o, just hope everyone can see it. Okay. And then I can't see the buttons on the top. Oh, do much. God. Wait. Okay. No, got technical difficulties already. Yeah, so fel Menai'n dweud, dwi'n mynd I siarad am prosiect FFIWS. So dwi'n swyddog prosiect sy'n gweithio ar y cynllun yma. So I'm the project officer who's responsible for coordinating the FFIWS. So before I go and speak about FFIWS, I'll just give a sort of background on arloesi Gwynedd Wledig, which is and Menai Rowlands, which is the company that I work for. So mae arloesi Gwynedd Wledig yn cynllun gyda Menai Rowlands, fatha cangan Gwynedd o Menai Rowlands ydy arloesi Gwynedd Wledig. Mae'n bach yn confusing. So dwi'n gweithio Menai Rowlands, ond yn gweithio yn Gwynedd. A ni sy'n gyfrifol am redeg y cynllun leader yma yng Ngwynedd, a mae leader yn ddull o ddatblygu gwledig mewn ardaloedd gwledig yn amlwg. A mae'n cynllun sydd wedi cael ei gyllido gan Llywodraeth Cymru ac yr Undeb Ewropeaidd. So arloesi is the Gwynedd branch of Menai Rowlands, and we're sort of responsible for running the LEADER program here in Gwynedd. LEADER is a distinctive approach to local development in rural areas and is funded by the Welsh Government and the EU. So efo prosiectau ni, mae yna bwyslais ar treialu a peilota syniadau arloesol out of the box mwyn trio datrys rhai o'r heriau sy'n wynebu Gwynedd. So with LEADER funding, there is an emphasis on piloting solutions, so innovative solutions, out of the box ideas to try and answer some of the challenges that face rural Gwynedd. And the whole idea is that we learn as much as possible from these projects, and then share it with other communities who possibly want to do the same sort of projects as we do. So yeah, that's a bit about arloesi. A wedyn FFIWS, so fel nath Menai ddeud, gofod gwneud ydy FFIWS neu makerspace. Mae wedi cael ei leoli mewn siop wag ar stryd fawr Port, a mae o'n brosiect pilot sydd wedi cael ei ariannu gyn arloesi ag cynllun Arfor. So FFIWS is a makerspace located on Porthmadog High Street. It's in an empty shop, and it's, as I said, it's a pilot project that is partly funded by the LEADER programme, which is arloesi gynaliedig, and the Arfor scheme by Cyngor Gwynedd. So a makerspace in general is a sort of a collaborative space for making, learning, sharing, working as a team, and all that. And a traditional makerspace contains a lot of high-tech equipment and a lot of sort of no technology equipment, so hand tools as well, and soldering equipment. The technology available in our makerspace, well, we've got 3D printers, laser cutters, CNC heat presses, but we'll talk a bit more about the equipment that we've actually got in FFIWS further on in the presentation. So yeah, ma' 'na yn FFIWS yn amlwg mae gyn ni'r offer mae gyd, yr 3D printers ac yr laser cutters a falle, ond ni hefyd yn cynnig hyfforddiant, gweithdai, digwyddiadau busnes, lle da ni'n cael siaradwyr gwadd i ddod draw yna, a maen nhw'n cael eu cynnal i bobl o bob oed ac o bob lefel arbenigedd. So os chi'n gallu bod yn rhywun sydd ddim efo syniad sydd wedi droi cyfrifiadur ymlaen, neu rhywun sydd yn genius efo'r tech, mae'n agorad i bob. So yeah, in FFIWS we run training, inductions, workshops, and various other events, such as we get guest speakers. We've had a branding and packaging workshop. We did a soldering workshop, all types of different activities there, and they're all open for people of all ages and people of all expertise. Doesn't matter if you know how to switch a computer on or if you're a tech wizard. It's open to everyone and everyone's welcome, and all of the support and the training is for free as well. Yeah, so pam, why? So dwi'n meddwl prif fwriadau prosiect pam nathon ni gychwyn arni lle, yn gyntaf rhoi mynediad i unrhyw un at offer yr offer uwch dechnoleg yma, creu cymuned o wneuthurwyr yn yr ardal, annog creadigrwydd a dysgu sgiliau newydd i aelodau'r gymuned, a wedyn y gobaith erbyn diwedd y prosiect ydy bod y gymuned sydd wedi ffurfio yn FFIWS yn gallu perchnogi fo, a wedyn symud y prosiect ymlaen tu hwnt i cyfnod pilot ni lle. So the main aims or objectives of the FFIWS project really was firstly to give people access to high-tech equipment. Obviously we're in rural Gwynedd and this type of equipment isn't available, or isn't readily available. If you were in Manchester or Liverpool, it would be a bit more accessible. So we just wanted to give people a chance to learn more about these machines and give the chance for businesses to experiment with them. Secondly, we wanted to create a community of makers in the area, and we also wanted to sort of encourage creativity and allow people to learn new skills, and also make new connections as well, because I think we've seen that with FFIWS. We've had people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds and skill sets coming together and helping each other. So you get someone who doesn't know a thing about 3D printer, but knows how to use the laser cutter, and then you could see both people sort of working together, learning, bouncing off each other. So yeah, it's great to see that type of networking happening in the space as well. So hopefully by the end of the pilot project, which is in April of 2023, we hope that the community that's formed in FFIWS will be able to take ownership of the space and sort of carry it on beyond our pilot project as well. So that's the main goal of the project. So yeah, nôl mis Medi 2019 nathon ni gael goriadau i'r hen siop betio oedd o, a wedyn nath o droi'n hen siop ice cream, a wedyn da ni wedi troi fo fewn i makerspace. So gawn ni'r goriadau mis Medi 2019, a nath y gwaith o droi y gofod fewn i'r gweithdy yma gychwyn. So we got the keys for the shop in September of 2019, and then the work began on changing it up into a workshop, and we had a lot of people whilst we were setting the place up. We had a lot of people walking past asking us what was going on. A lot of them had never heard of a makerspace, but most people were excited, and yeah, they were happy to see an empty shop being used for a community project as well. So yeah, that's the sort of, on the right hand side, that's the before, and then on the left hand side there's the after. So yeah, yn mis Hydref nath y prosiect lansio yn swyddogol. Gafon ni'r banner posh na tu allan, fel bod pobl yn gwybod lle mae o 'lly. A mi gafon ni ddigwyddiad lansio yn ganolfan Porthmadog, a nath 'na dros 30 o bobl droi fyny i'r digwyddiad. Oedd yn eitha impressive, achos dwi'n cofio oedd hi'n fatha nos Iau, ac oedd hi'n bwrw glaw, ac oedd hi'n mis Hydref, ac oedd hi'n dywyll. So oedd ni'n reit falch faint o bobl wedi dangos diddordeb. Lot o bobl ifanc yn hefyd, o'n gret. So yeah, we launched officially in October of 2019. So yeah, on the left hand side is the sort of the finished product of how FFIWS looks like now. We had the Swish banner, and we also we ran a launch event in the ganolfan in Porthmadog. We had 30 people attending, which was I was quite happy with, because it was a very cold October night. It was dark and it was raining, so I was quite chuffed to see there was over 30 people in the launch event. So obviously there was a lot of interest in the area, and there was a range of all ages. Again, there were young people, older people, and in the event we had Joe Hinchliffe, he's one of the technicians. He did a presentation, he sort of explained what a makerspace is, and we had Jen Fenner, who is from Liverpool. She actually started her own business in a makerspace in Liverpool, so she gave a talk on her experience, and yeah, I think it was quite a successful night. Menai was there as well. I don't know if you can spot Menai in the by the yellow table there. That's the first night that me and Menai actually met as well. Menai thought I was going to be an old man for some reason. Yeah, so obviously I'm the project coordinator for FFIWS, but I have no background in technology. I just about can work a laptop and Excel and Microsoft Paint, but that's about it. So it was obvious that we needed some experts on hand to help us with the project. So yeah, dwi ddim yn technegydd, dwi'n dall lot o dechnoleg. Dwi'n gallu rhaid laptop i mlaen ag mynd ar Word a PowerPoint a Excel, a dyna fo. So yn amlwg bod ni angen pobl profiadol, pobl sy'n dallt y peiriannau i rhoi cymorth iddyn ni efo'r prosiect yma. So mae gen ni Wyn Griffith, mae gen i 3 technegydd i gyd. So mae gen i Wyn Griffith, mae o'n ddilynydd, oedd yn arfer dysgu dyluniad technoleg yn Prifysgol Bangor, a mae Wyn yn, mae o'n handi man, mae o'n dallt y peiriannau i gyd, fo'n actually wneud y dodrafn i FFIWS. A mae o'n, yn amlwg mae'n gwybod sydd wedi ddefnyddio'r offer i gyd, mae'n gallu rhaid hyfforddiant ar y peiriannau yn FFIWS. Ond dwi'n meddwl na'r darn offer mae o fwyaf cyfforddus efo ac yn expert yn felly, ydy'r CNC. Ond mae hefyd yn briliant am ddefnyddio meddalwedd fatha Fusion 360 a FreeCAD a felly. So yeah, Wyn is one of the technicians in FFIWS. He's an expert in all of the machines that we've got there. His favorite machine there, I'd say, is the CNC. And yeah, he also is quite good at using 3D software in order to sort of create 3D models, and he's run a few workshops teaching people to use Fusion 360 and FreeCAD. And then Joe Hinchliffe on the right-hand side, he's another one of the technicians. Yeah, so Joe Hinchliffe, he's one of the other technicians in FFIWS. Again, he can use all of the machines that we've got in FFIWS. He's been to, I think, over 60 makerspaces across the UK. He's been to some of the abroad ones as well. So he obviously knows how makerspaces work and what kind of things goes on there. He also likes to build rockets as well, and he writes for a sort of maker magazine as well called Hackspace. So yeah, and then Menai, I won't introduce Menai. Do you want to kind of introduce yourself?
Hello. I'm one of the technicians as well, and I'm a freelance designer and creative practitioner. So I make jewellery using the laser cutter. So that's my favourite go-to machine at FFIWS. But I know how to use the 3D printer and the liner cutter. I'm still trying to learn about the CNC, so still have lots to learn. But yeah, so I started off at Fab Lab. So I was a member there in Pontio for a couple of years, and then that's how I heard about FFIWS, and yeah, it's been a really cool project to work on. Hello, Menai dwi. Dwi'n ddilynydd a ymarferydd credigol, creative practitioner. So dwi'n licio rhedeg gweithdai a creu celf a creu gemwaith gyda'r laser cutter. So bach bob dim really. A wedyn, so ar laser cutter di'r fy nghariad yn yr makerspace yn FFIWS. So os da chi efo cwestiynna efo hynna. So ni'n siarad chydig bach am yr offer sydd ar gael. So gynnon ni yr mug press, heat press, sublimation printing. So fydych chi'n neud printio'r mugs a bagiau a t-shirts a pethau fel yna. So os gynnych chi syniadau o roed celf chi ar rhywbeth gwahanol, mewn ffordd sydyn o trosglwyddo dylyniadau ar cynnyrch yn straight away. So we've got a sublimation printer and heat presses. It's a really quick way of getting your artwork on a quick product, such as a mug or a bag or a t-shirt. And then we've got the 3D printer, so gynnu'r 3D printer. So mae'n ffordd gret o prototypio pethau o pethau 3D lle. So da chi'n neud dylyniad ar meddalwedd 3D, a wedyn gyrru fo i'r printer a mae'n printio bach o plastic lle. So the 3D printer is really good for 3D modelling. So we've got computers at hand where we have software available for you to have a go at and create your own 3D models that you can then print on the 3D printer. So it's plastic mostly that we have, that so PLA we use, which is type of plastic. And then we also have a CNC, gyda'r CNC milling machine. So hwn di'r un dwi eisiau dysgu mwy amdan, really. A mae Joe a Wyn yn gret yn defnyddio hwn. So mae hwn yn yr un teip o beth â chi'n neud model ar y cyfriadur, a wedyn gyrru fo ymlaen i'r peiriant, ac mae hwnna'n tyllu allan dilyniad chi o'r defnydd chi. So the same sort of thing. So you do a design on the computer in a 3D software, Autodesk Fusion we've been using, which is partially free software, and then send it to the machine, and then it sort of mills out your design from a block of material. So it's milling out something out of wood there, I think, isn't it, Rhys?
Yeah. I think it's a box, a small box, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah. I think he's done a wooden love spoon on it, hasn't he? When that looks really cool.
Yeah, there's a picture of that in one of the next slides.
Ah, yeah, cool. And then the laser cutter, which is my go-to, which you can I make the jewelry out, so I've just grabbed some random things from the studio. So just a little brooch here, flower, with a little pin on the back. Got some photos. So it's a necklace that I've done. I sell a couple in Boston Gallery and sometimes on Etsy when I'm really organised. And you can make stencils. Some people have used it to make block prints. Mural. Patsy, who's a member, she's made murals with it. So what it does, it cuts and engraves material. So you can cut and engrave wood or plastic or card. So yeah, it's a quite versatile machine. So at least I could sit and watch the video hyn yn Cymraeg yn torri ac yn grafu defnyddiau gwahanol fel pen a plastics. Mae'n cael ei defnyddio lot gan pobl sydd yn neud arwyddion. It gets used a lot by people who make signs. So yeah, it's a quite versatile machine. Mae'n neud lot o gwahanol bethau. Yeah. So yeah,
dwi'n wedi cynnwys mae yn ogystal â hyn, mae yna gen i vinyl cutter, 3D scanner. I use that to 3D scan my head and 3D print a small mini version of my head out, which was quite weird and creepy. We've got soldering iron. What else have we got? We've got a lot of hand tools, so just classed as just a hammer, saw, screwdrivers. Have I missed anything, Menai? We've got computers.
Yeah, I mean...
and the software on the computers as well, don't we? So we've got Corel Draw and Fusion 360, Inkscape. We're also, as part of the sort of the repair cafe, which I'll talk about earlier, we're going to be getting sewing machines as well. That was something that was sort of feedback from some of the users, was that sewing machines would be quite useful. So yeah, they're on the way. Yeah, so we launched in October 2019, and then we started off on the inductions and the workshops straight away, really. If you want to come and use FFIWS, we do ask that you sort of attend a induction session on the machine that you want to use. And then after that, you're free to come in and use the machine whenever you like. Obviously, whenever we're open. So yeah, we run inductions on the laser, the CNC, the 3D printer, and the heat press. But we also run other workshops as well. So we've had Menai's run a jewellery workshop where people got to come in, design their own jewellery and then actually print it out on the laser cutter. We've had Christmas decoration workshops where people could come in and design their own trimmings on the tree. I think that's the right word. So like little baubles, and they were laser cuts. Christmas, like Nadolig Llawen, Merry Christmas. We've also had workshops, not only workshops and lectures on the machines themselves, but on the software as well. So on the top left, that was when Joe did a sort of workshop on FreeCAD, which is like a 3D modeling software. Because I think that in some ways that's the most challenging part with that type of work, because with a 3D printer, for example, the actual printing of the design itself is quite straightforward because I can do that. But the actual designing of the 3D model itself, I think that's what people struggle with the most. So yeah, I think that was quite a popular workshop, and one that people were people brought their own laptops and downloaded the software themselves. So yeah, and just trying to think of, we also did events where we got guest speakers coming in. So we had Catherine from Love Igloo, which is sort of like a marketing / branding company. She gave a presentation on what exactly is branding and how to do it successfully. So we had a few businesses turn up to that, and they also had a chance to print their logos on mugs and to sort of create their own stamps with their logos as well. So yeah, that was quite a popular event as well. We did plan, well, as the month sort of went ahead, we sort of went a bit more creative with the type of workshops and activities that we were running in FFIWS. So we did plan a soldering workshop, a photography workshop, create your own printed circuit board workshop, but they had to be cancelled because of COVID, which was a shame. But hopefully when things open back up, we can sort of get back into it. So yeah, and from, as you can see from the pictures, the inductions were quite popular. We had to sort of say no sometimes because the sessions were full. So there's obviously a lot of interest in this type of training, and it helps that it's for free as well. Astudiaethau achos. Oes, mae gen I bach o fatha straeon lly o y math o bethau sydd wedi bod yn digwydd yn FFIWS. So Darren, Direct B's, nath o ddod ato ni, oedd o fod diddordeb yn un o'r peiriannau'n FFIWS, y CNC. I mean, nath o ddod yna just pasio'r stryd oedd o, really. Oedd o'n really yn gwybod, oedd o'n di planio dod lly. Nath o ddod yna, dysgu mwy am y CNC, gweld bod yna potensial yna iddo fo i ddefnyddio fo efo busnes o. Be maen nhw'n neud ydy creu cychod gwenyn allan o bren. A wedyn nath o feddwl, lle bod yna jans yn eich iwsio CNC i safio amser yn lle bod fi'n gwneud o fo llaw bob tro. So nath o ddod i FFIWS, cael dipyn o sesiynau hyfforddiant efo Wyn, ac actually mynd ymlaen wedyn i brynu peiriant ei hun. Ac nath o, mae wedi cael CNC hun fan, a mae Wyn dal yn dato fo i gynnig hyfforddiant. So this is a case study from Darren. He's got his own, he makes his own beehives, that's his business. So he was passing FFIWS one day, and he just popped in to kind of have a look, really, have a gander, just to see what was the space and if it was something that could benefit his business. And he saw the CNC machine, and we told him what it was, what was possible to do with, and then he came back for some training sessions on the CNC, he then later on went on to buy his own CNC machine. And Wyn, the technician there, I think you can see the Instagram post, he went to Darren's business unit to sort of help set up the CNC. And yeah, Darren uses it every day now to produce his beehives quicker, because before he had the CNC, he had to do it all by hand. Now we can produce more because he just puts in the instructions on the CNC, and then it drills and it cuts the beehives out for him. So it saved him a lot of time. So I think that it was quite a good example of what the purpose of FFIWS is, really, is for people who don't really have access to these type of machines, just to kind of have a sort of introduction to them, to kind of see, this is what's possible. Obviously, it wasn't practical for him to come to FFIWS to print the beehives. That wouldn't be practical or logical. So it was just a sort of, FFIWS gave him the chance, the opportunity to learn more about the machine. So yeah, that's one. And then another one is Gloucester's. Gloucester's is a business on Porthmadog High Street. I think most of you are aware of them. They make their own mugs. I think they're quite famous. They're quite big in the mug world. I follow them on Instagram, and yeah, I didn't know that there was such a fan base for mugs. But they came to FFIWS, and they wanted to they have a mug design, and they wanted to shrink it down to create sort of a smaller mug. But obviously, to create, I'm not entirely sure of what the process is of prototyping with pottery, but apparently it would take them a long time for them to sort of make the mold and create a smaller version of the mug. So they just wanted to kind of create a smaller prototype of the mug, without the hassle of having to do it through their usual ways. So they came to FFIWS to ask if it was possible to do it with a 3D printer, and yeah, Wyn said yes, and the green mug there is completely 3D printed, and it just helped them really to kind of give them sort of perspective of what the mug would look like in terms of its size and stuff, and it gave them a cool little prototype. And another example of a business using FFIWS is Cafe Kiki from Blaenau. She came to one of the, I think it was the branding and packaging events, actually, and then yeah, she left with a mug with her logo on it. She created stencils with her logo on it, stencils to put on top of like the coffee, so you could put chocolate powder on it in the shape of a mountain. She created her own menu holders as well. So yeah, it was just another good example really of how FFIWS sort of helped the local business. And yeah, then here's just a few more examples of the things that have been going on in FFIWS, because it's not just businesses that come to FFIWS for support. It's just individuals and hobbyists. So yeah, we've got laser cuts, tide table, not tide table, tide clock. They are right in the middle there. That's the llwig ar, I don't know what that, love spoon, and that's the one that was made with the CNC, and it was engraved diwrnod Santes Dwyn yn hapus on it. There's someone who engraved on glass up here engraved the shape of a bee onto some glass. Yeah, there's someone, we had the lantern making workshop as well, didn't we, Menai? And the Christmas decoration workshop. And over here we've got the jewellery that Menai, thanks to Menai's workshop. Dwi'n meddwl, Menai, ti isio, os o bethau ti'n gallu egluro rei hein o well na fi?
Wel, dwi'n spotio myg bach ar yr chwith artist Alaw, fi wedi printio ar hwnna, hi'n peintio, so fi wedi popio mewn, spotio fi yna, ac wedi popio mewn i'n myg yna, dwi'n dweitha. Ie, mae jyst yn, dwi'n meddwl jyst, mae'n gret gael yr sort of themed workshops, mae jyst i roed, weithiau mae rhywun gallu gweld yr peiriannau yma a jyst meddwl, ond be fedra i wneud allan o hwnnw nhw, so dyna pam da ni'n wneud yr themed workshops yma, really, da, dwi'n meddwl.
Mae fatha bachyn, really, dydy, so ti'n tynnu nhw fewn, dwi'n dwch yma i gael wneud gemwaith eich hunan, neu dwch yma i gael wneud llwy garu, a wedyn unwaith maen nhw fewn, fydda chi ddeithio nhw, mae yna beth eraill, ydych chi'n ei hefyd, ydych chi wedi meddwl am y laser, ydych chi neu hyn, neu weithiau maen nhw'n mynd yna, fel o'n i'n dweud i ddechrau, maen nhw'n cyfarfod rhywun arall ac yn dechrau siarad efo nhw, a wedyn eich posib collaboratio efo artist lleol arall, de. So mae o'n just gofod, fatha, be oedden eisiau rili, o just creu buzz yna, cael pobl yna, cael pobl i rhwydweithio. Ie, dwi'n meddwl oedd y gweithdai ac yr hyfforddiant yma. Trio nid o'n hwyl hefyd, de, fatha.
Ie, jyst ffordd hwyl o sbarduno syniadau newydd a gael lle lle mae pobl gallu, wel, mae'n cluster bach o credigwydd, ynddi, rili, o pobl yn dod at ei gilydd a rannu syniadau. Mae'n bwysig i gael llefydd hwnna, rili, mae'n lot o llefydd fydrech chi wneud hynna, rili.
Ie. O'ch di'n teimlo bod chdi'n creu, bod ni wedi creu fatha gymuned yna erbyn diwedd, do. It felt by the end, sort of, I'm saying before COVID, before everything had to stop, we created a community there, I feel, of because we had people coming in who sometimes didn't really want to do anything particular. They just wanted to be there just to see what's going on, maybe help other people to use the machines as well. So it was good to see that, really, just the fact that a small community was made there.
Yeah, it was quite organic. It was getting quite organic.
That's right.
Ydy hwnna yn y top ar y chwith? Dwi'n siŵr gweithio allan beidio.
Wbeth i'n ffôn.
Ie. Fatha live hinge, ie.
Ie, live hinge, wedi torri efo laser.
Ie, so fedrwch chi neu patrwm a wedyn plygu'r pren, lle.
I see it now. Sorry.
Ie, mae'n siŵr, heb y gwir o bedio, mae'n siŵr bod yn edrych bach weird.
Ydych chi'n rei abstract. Ie. Be di'r un ar yr dwi wedi gweld yr un yna, Rhys, Menai Suspensions Bridge, even though
Gwylch chi'n addo? Na, dwi'n meddwl rhywun nath athro ysgol, nath o that win. Dylsa fi wedi reid, nath o fatha jigsaw, rili, oedd o reid at ei gilydd, ac oedd o fatha bont. Oedd o'n reit cool.
Ie, mae'n cool, cos mae'n gweithio o flat yn dweud, yn fydrych chi weld sydd gweithio yr lanterns hefyd, oedd hynna'n cael ei torri'n 2D, a wedyn ti'n gallu bildio nhw fyny.
Ti'n gallu cael y mesuriadau'n union am bod chdi'n neud ar... Da fo bach o enghreiffio, a bit of examples of what's been going on. I bet you're all sick of hearing COVID-19. But yeah, I'll just sort of explain the sort of situation with COVID, because obviously it did affect FFIWS. So yeah, but rhaid ni gau diwedd mis Mawrth oherwydd COVID ag y lockdown yn amlwg. Ond yn ystod y lockdown cyntaf, mi nath argraffwyr 3D gael ei defnyddio i argraffu visors ar gyfer yr NHS ag gweithwyr allweddol eraill. Nes i fynd i FFIWS a dod ar 2 3D printer adra fo fi, so mae gen i just 2 3D printer yn printio visors fatha drwy dydd a drwy nos bron iawn. So ie, oedd o rili da gweld fatha bod yr offer yn cael ei defnyddio i fatha pwrpas fel yma, ac o'na gymaint o bobl eraill ar draws Gogledd Cymru yn yr un peth, so oedd o'n gres gael bod yn rhan o beth fel yna. A wedyn, nathon ni ail-agor ym mis Gorffennaf, ond drwy system apwyntiadau, a nathon ni gael rheola newydd, lle mond un person yn cael bod yn y gofod ar un pryd. Oedden ni ond ar agor 2 ddiwrnod yr wsos, oedd pobl gorau gwisgo mwgwd a yr social distancing. A wedyn gafon ni'r fire break lle wedi cael ein bythefnos, a nôl ar agor, a wedyn cael eto diwedd mis Rhagfyr tan rwan. So I was just saying, we had to close our doors obviously at the end of March because of COVID and the lockdown, but we did still manage to make use of the 3D printers because I took the 3D printers home with me, and I printed visors for the NHS and the other care workers, and as many other people with 3D printers across North Wales did. So it was great to see the equipment being used for something like this, and yeah, it just really showed the sort of potential that is possible with the equipment as well. And yeah, so we closed in March, then we reopened in July using an appointment-based system, new rules, reduced hours. Obviously people had to wear masks and social distance. And we had to close for the fire break in October, and then end of December we had to close again, and then we've been closed since then. But we are going to be reopening on Wednesday, the 12th of May, and then we'll be open every Wednesday and Friday. There's still going to be the rule of 1 person at a time, and that obviously a technician will be in the space as well, so it's maximum 2 people at one time. But hopefully, as things hopefully improve, we'll be able to change the rules and hopefully allow more people to come in order to attend workshops and inductions and that type of thing. And then hopefully by the summer we'll be back to normal, but I don't want to, there's no point in planning anything. I think we've all learned from the last year, there's no point in making any plans too far in the future because things change so quickly. Yeah, so mae ni'n ail-agor dy Merchar y 12 o Fai, wedyn ar agor bob dy Merchar a dy Gwener, dal efo rheola, un person ar y gofod yr unwaith, pobl yn gorfod gwisgo masg a social distance. A mi rhaid wneud y pwyntiad cyn dod i'r gofod. Ond gobeithio fel fydd pethau'n llacio, fydden ni'n gallu bod bach fwy hyblyg a gadael mwy o bobl ddod fewn i'r gweithdai ac y digwyddiadau lle. Ond fel yn dweud, ddim eisiau gwneud planiau rhy bell yn y dyfodol achos mae pethau'n gallu newid mor sydyn. Unwaith fydd y link i wneud y pwyntiad a felly yn barod, mi fydd y wybodaeth ar Facebook a Twitter ar Lysig Gwyneledig. So the link for booking an appointment will be available on our social media as soon as possible, really. Yeah, just i orffan, so mae gennym ni cynlluniau eitha exciting i ddatblygu mwy o fodau ffiws a caffis trwsio ar draws Gwynedd. Mae hyn yn rhan o'r economi cylchol, strategaeth gan Llywodraeth Cymru. So y lleoliadau lle fydd FFIWS a'r caffis trwsio yn dod iddi Bethesda, Penygroes, Blaena, Penrhyn, Llanfalhaearn, Antur Fawr, Bethel, Dolgella, Tywyn a Gofod Gista yn Caernarfon hefyd. So there's some exciting developments with FFIWS. We're going to be opening more FFIWS spaces and repair cafes in locations across Gwynedd as part of the Welsh Government's circular economy strategy. So those are the locations where the few spaces under repair cafes are going to be set up. Not all of them are going to be, some of them are going to be just FFIWS and some of them are going to be just repair cafes. Some of them are going to be both. But yeah, hopefully there's one quite near to some of you. It feels like we've kind of gone all over Gwynedd. There is going to be a FFIWS space in Botwnog in Cynllun as well, but that's going to be more food and drink based, so sort of food packaging, that type of FFIWS space. But yeah, I don't know if you're aware of what repair cafes are, but they're sort of events that happen normally like once a month, where people gather at a location. It could be a community centre or a shop or wherever, with broken items that need to be fixed. And then there are volunteers in that community centre or whatever that have the skills to be able to fix the items for free. The whole purpose of it is, I was going to say alive, keep the lifespan of items as long as possible, so they don't just automatically get thrown to the bin and obviously go to the landfill, and also to upskill members of the community as well, improve sort of mindfulness as well, because I think there's something quite rewarding about fixing stuff and learning new skills. So yeah, that's the plan for the future. We're not really sure when the projects will be. I think they're all launching at different times, but it's definitely within the next few months. So yeah, keep an eye out on social media. There's we're hopefully trying to create a buzz, and obviously with a few spaces opening up as well, we're trying to sort of recreate what we've done in Porthmadog in locations across Gwynedd, and give people access to these type of equipment and expertise as well, because we'll have Menai, Wyn, Joe and others who will be able to run workshops and inductions in these spaces. So yeah, watch this space, watch this makerspace. I think that yeah, that's it. Nice, stop your hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Gwych, diolch yn fawr iawn i'r ddau na chi. Dwi yn hollol, di dall bach mwy amdano fo, dwi dal yn hollol clueless. So braidd i fi ddod draw. Dwi deud hyn wrth Menai ers blynyddoedd. So yeah, thank you both very much. Really interesting, and I've learnt more than I already knew, but I still don't know things. I still need to come over there and use it myself. I've been saying this to Menai for years. So, dwi'n gwybod os da chi wedi cael seibiant bach ta chi'n oce? Chi'ch dau gan chi wedi bod yn siarad. Iawn. So, croeso i bobl wneud sylwadau neu gofyn cwestiynau yn yr chat, neu mae croeso chi ddod yn fyw i ofyn cwestiynau sy'n sgynnych chi, neu wneud unrhyw sylwadau i Menai a Rhys. So you're more than welcome to either put things in the chat or to ask questions out loud now if you want to. Da ni efo un sylwadau yn barod, neu un sylwad, gen Bex, so mae'n dweud gwych, bydd rhaid i mi ail wneud hyfforddiant blynyddoedd i mi ers i fod yn Fab Lab Pontio. Mae hynna wir amdan dipyn o bobl, ydy'r pobl yn mynd i Fab Lab cyn oedd FFIWS yn bodoli doedd, so mae cysylltiadau efo rhai bobl fatha Bex. So there's a few people that might have been in Fab Lab in Bangor and Pontio that might not have known that FFIWS existed or before FFIWS existed, so it'd be good for them to refresh in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dwi'n teimlo, nes i really sôn, ond mae oedden eisiau gweld FFIWS bron iawn fatha stepping stone i pontio de. Achos dim byd yn erbyn pontio, ond oedden eisiau neud FFIWS eich chydig bach mwy fatha accessible i bobl. Achos allai feddwl fysa pontio'n gallu bod yn eitha intimidating i rywun sydd yn hollol newydd i'r peiriannau yma ac just y byd yna. So dwi'n meddwl o hynna'n un bwriad hefyd, bod ni'n neud o'n eitha accessible ac yn eitha croesawus i unrhyw un o bob fatha lefel expertise. A dwi hefyd, dwi'n siŵr, Menai, o'ch ti'n ar y gweithio yn pontio dydach, ond dim ond ar y Gwenar oedd ar agor i y cyhoedd. So dwi'n meddwl hynna'n un issue fyd, fatha bod pobl yn... Os yna un person o'n gweithio bob dy Gwenar, oedd o'n dweud bod o'n just methu mynd i pontio, de, so...
Ie, mae'n fatha prosiect gwahanol yn ffordd yn dweud, dwi'n meddwl, ie.
Mae hwn yn lot mwy agored, fel ti'n dweud, i fwy o bobl yn y gymuned.
Ar y High Street hefyd, mae'n canol hi yn dweud, sydd yn gret, mae bobl gallu picio mewn a gweld beth sy'n digwydd. Mae'n cyfle gwych yn dweud. Mae'n dda fod yn efo rhywle fatha pontio yn Bangor, wedyn FFIWS yn Porthmadog, a wedyn MSBAC hefyd, yr pethau mae'n agor i fyny, mae'n gret i gael yr cyfleoedd gwahanol ma'n yr ardal ydy. So,
Na, mae'n gwych, achos mae'n gyd yn mynd ag at bod yn fwy cynaladwy hefyd ydy, a bod yn greadigol efo fo hefyd ydy. So it all helps to be, as you said, innovative and creative with being sustainable and helping for the future ydy. So, dwi wedi cael cwestiwn arall, dwi'n gwybod os da chi'n gweld yn y chat yna i allan beth bynnag. So from Dave Dowding, thank you Dave. Is it possible for people from all areas that are planning FFIWS to come to Porthmadog FFIWS to see what you are doing?
Yeah, definite. It's open to anyone. Obviously now we've got the new rules where you need to make an appointment, but if you go on our social media, I haven't shared the link yet, I just needed to sort of put the dates and the days that we're open, but yeah, once if you just keep an eye out on social media and then make an appointment with the link, and yeah, welcome to come and have a look.
Na i rannu fo'r CARN hefyd, I'll share it on CARN.
Na i rannu fo.
So mae Jane yn dweud, mae Jane yn rhywun sy'n newydd ymylodi fe ni, ond mae nhw'n dod o'r un Tywyn, dwi'n meddwl. Dyna beth yn gofyn, so maen nhw'n dod naw. So dyna beth yn dweud. Un peth, gwyn allan ni'n mynd i ofyn beth arall o'na, it's gone. Ond ie, mae o'n i unrhyw un sy'n artist a sydd eisiau meddwl amdan ffyrdd mwy ella bach allan o'i comfort zone ond eisiau neud beth arbrofol, mae'n lle gret i gychwyn dydy. So for any artists that are thinking of doing something a bit more experimental or technical that may be out of their comfort zone, it's a great place to come and try out things, as you say, and pilot things, isn't it?
Yeah, and the support is there as well through the technicians as well. So it's definitely a good place to come if you want to just experiment and learn some new skills. Menai can teach you.
I think the one-to-one sessions at the moment are a great opportunity to just get our focused attention as well. So
You save a lot of people instead of being with a few people. Take advantage. And mae'n gret oedd y gyd am ddim hefyd, it's great that it's all for free, so I bobl gymru mantais o'r cyfle trafod yna, tan 2023, da chi efo funding ag o'r ade. Mi'n dweud ydy, efo'r rhai bach, y rhai newydd yma, di hynna am gwahanol hyd hefyd o amser, ta dyn nhw wedi cael funding am hyn a hyn o amser, have they been funded for just a short time as well?
So, da ni wedi talu am, so mae'n blwyddyn ydy'r prosiect, a maen nhw'n cael, yn amlwg maen nhw gyd yn cael yr offer yma. Ond tu hwnt i blwyddyn, mae'r cymunedau yn cael cadw'r offer. So mae o fyny i'r cymunedau, really. Os ydyn nhw dal eisiau cario ymlaen tu hwnt i amserlen y prosiect, mae o hollol fyny ddyn nhw. Da ni'n cymryd yr offer yn ôl oddi wrthyn nhw. So mae o hollol fyny i'r cymunedau.
Yeah. So just to translate what
sorry.
These places, these are other places that they're going to be opening up, only funded for a year, but they've got the equipment paid for, so it's up to the communities that they're running from how long it carries on for. But obviously you're hoping for it to be sustainable and to be self-sustainable anyway and carry on.
Yeah, officially it's only meant, it's a year project, but hopefully the communities will, after a year, will sort of take ownership, and things have kind of snowballed, and they'll be able to run the project beyond the timeline. So hopefully.
Gwych, ond yn y cyfamser, so'n gret I bobl ddod I FFIWS bysa yn hort a gallu trialu fo allan hwnna. It'd be great for people in the meantime, until those places are open, to come over to hort and have a natter with Menai.
Yeah, always up for a natter.
Ar y nodyn yna, dwi'n gwybod os mae rhywun arall efo unrhyw gwestiynau neu sylwadau. I don't know if anybody else has got anything else to say. Bacs yn teimlo eisiau dod. Anybody wants to say anything else? Neu os da chi eisiau dweud rhywbeth arall, if you two want to say anything else. Yn y cyfamser.
Croeso I chi ddod a draw am dro, neu croeso I chi holi fi os gennych chi unrhyw gwestiwn. Hapus I helpu. Na I reid manolion fi yn y chat, fan actually, na I reid e-bost fi, just os ydych chi'n gafel arni. I'll put my email in the chat if anyone wants to ask any questions or, there we go.
We do have a Facebook group as well, so if anybody wants to join that as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. Facebook group is it?
Yeah.
We've got a Facebook group as well.
Mae Joe yn rhoid articles o mewn yn dweud amal, so.
Na I rannu nhw ar pethau CARN hefyd, so fod pobl yn gallu ffeindio chi'n haws o pethau lle. Y ben I ddweud hefyd ydy, yn amlwg, da ni'n gobeithio fod ni'n gallu gweithio efo un o'r prosiectau yn Gaernarfon, neu fod ni wedi sôn do, ella cael yna fan ella, neu beth fel mynd I ddod I wneud y repair caffis hefyd o, a bosib defnyddio oriau CARN, dwi'n gwybod os mae'n dal yn cynllun. So just for those that are interested with CARN, we are planning on maybe using the spaces or offering the spaces in Caernarfon or in that location, or potentially using our space with a sort of, I can't remember what we said, cafe repairs, van or potential or something like that. So keep an eye out, we will be letting you know. Os dwi'n iawn efo hynna, os na dyna di dal yr bwriad, Rhys, dwi'n gwybod. Fodd bynnag, dwi'n mwydro.
Da ni wedi trafod y syniad o'r artist neu maker in residence hefyd do. So mae hwnna'n rhywbeth fysa ni'n licio ella cynllunio a meddwl amdano fo. Ond dwi'n meddwl bydd bob gofod yn wahanol. Mae'r sgiliau ac y cymunedau jyst yn wahanol dydy. So dwi'n meddwl bydd o'n dibynnu ar, ella fyna rei cymuned ddim angan rhywun yna constant, ond ella bydd yna rei cymunedau angan y person at ôl y gofod. So we are thinking of looking at artists or makers in residence within the FFIWS spaces, because but it depends on each community and each space really. But that's something that we're interested in, just to kind of make sure that the spaces are actually open and that people have access to them. So we'll keep you posted on that.
Watch this space. So oni bai fod yna fwy o sylwadau neu cwestiynau, unless there's any more comments or questions. Dwi'n mynd i diolch yn fawr iawn i'r ddau o'ch chi am eich amser, so thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr iawn i bawb am wylio, and thank you very much for everyone for watching. Julie Upmeyer just said, hi Julie, residencies sound really very excited, especially for project-based things within Wales. Da iawn, Julie, yeah, agreed. So, dwi'n mynd i stopio'r recordio. Wan.